talking with Phelim McAleer, and he is the creator, the star of FrackNation. And we've just had the premiere of FrackNation in Binghamton, New York, and we had a question and answer afterwards, Phelim. And tell me a bit about your back and forth with Mayor Ryan from Binghamton.
Well, it's funny, Mayor Ryan of Binghamton asked some questions about Dimock. Do I know the history of Dimock? Yeah. And the answer is I do know the history of Dimock, but I think the best question of the afternoon was someone who said to Mayor Ryan, please Mayor Ryan, can you explain to me how you know more than the DEP and the EPA who say the water in Dimock is safe? He had no answer to that because he's not qualified, because these are scientists from the EPA who said the water is not contaminated. And that's a big question that anti-fracking activists have to get over now. They have to look at that and face it head on. The EPA, which they called in, has said the water in Dimock is safe. What's your reaction to that? Yeah. And we need to hear that. And journalists need to ask them that, because they've been spinning the other Dimock story for so many years. Let's now go with the science. Let's follow the science. The science seems to be settled. And let's say that Dimock's water is safe. And what does that then say to the anti-fracking movement?
So a lot of the movie revolved around Dimock and around the people in Dimock. And early on in the movie, I noticed you were able to score an interview with Craig Sautner, who was one of the families that was suing Cabot Oil and Gas in Dimock. By the end of the movie, he wasn't so willing to talk. He and his wife, Julie. How did you score that interview with Craig at the beginning of the movie? And how did things progress, by the end of the movie?
Well, see, it's not easy, it's not difficult to get an interview with anti-fracking activists, because I think they all assume that the media is going to be sympathetic and blindly report their allegations. So Craig Sautner goes on CBS and HBO and Gasland, Japanese TV, German TV, and says, with a straight face, I've got 3 types of uranium in my water, including 2 types were weapons grade. And they report that as facts. I went there and he said that to me, and now I want to know, where's your independent scientific analysis of that? And the thing about people like Craig Sautner is, when you ask them easy questions, they're very friendly and they talk a lot. When you ask them difficult questions, they shut up, they run away, they close down your camera, as Julie Sautner's wife did. They call the cops, they misrepresent the situation. They don't want to answer difficult questions. So I think, it's not difficult to get interviews with Craig Sautner and environmentalists as long as you ask the right questions. But I wanted to ask the difficult questions. I think that's the difference.
And now, it seemed to me in the movie when I was watching it that his wife Julie, when you had a little encounter with her along a public roadway, where she stopped to talk to you and told you that she had a permit to carry a weapon and that she had a weapon. Did you feel threatened by that?
Yeah, no, I didn't feel threatened because I'm stupid. I'm Irish, right? There's not that many guns there. No, everyone who watches that now tells me, when someone tells you they have a gun and they reach for their purse, you run. Yeah. Right? I didn't. I was thinking, what is she reaching for there? So no, I didn't feel frightened, but I think that was because of my own ignorance. But that is a very good example of the reaction to some difficult questions, some hard questions. These are people who've given hundreds of interviews to worldwide media, and you ask them a few difficult questions, and their answer is, I have a gun. What are they hiding? What are they covering up? The mayor of Binghamton said, would you be willing to have a debate? That's what I spent most of FrackNation doing, trying to get people to answer questions, and they won't answer them. So no, I wasn't frightened. I should have been, but I think I was really glad that I was able to show the shallowness of the argument of many anti-fracking activists, the lack of science, and the reaction to being asked difficult questions.
And what's been the reaction overall so far? Have you been surprised by anything since the release of the film?
I've been surprised. Ask me that again.
Have you been surprised by the reaction? What kind of a reaction have you gotten? Has it been Has it been muted? Has anything really stood out to you?
It's been an amazing reaction. I mean, can you believe that almost 500 people came to Binghamton on a snowy Sunday afternoon? And the snow's out there. This is in the middle of Nemo. The snow's like that out there, and 500 people have came to a movie theatre on a Sunday afternoon to see FrackNation. That's amazing. Funny, I haven't been that surprised, because when I did all my research, I discovered that in places where fracking's happening, 99% of the people love it and want it to stay. It's the 1%, and many of them involved in lucrative lawsuits, many of them with no mineral rights, who are objecting to it. So I'm very pleased, but I'm not that surprised. I always knew that there was an untold story about fracking and an appetite for the truth about fracking, and I was glad to be part of telling it.
And what are you working on now? Is there another project? Is there going to be a FrackNation 2?
No, I don't think so. No, I'm working on trying to get some rest after that.
Now promoting the movie.
And basically, I'm going to be devoted to coming to screenings like this for the next year. I want to go to universities, I want to go to schools, I want to get this message out here. I think it's a really great message. The truth is very powerful. It's very compelling. It's nice to watch, and I suppose that we owe it to our Kickstarter supporters to get that film out there as much as possible. So universities, schools, community halls. I want to go to Dimock, have a screening there, drink the water afterwards and celebrate, with my glowing health, and also I want to go to Dimock, bottle the water and sell it to the Iranian Secret Service, because it's got 2 types of weapons grade uranium, and make my fortune. You see, enough of this filmmaking. If I could only sell Dimock water to the Iranians, I could retire, But I joke, but I mean, it's so funny that someone told all the world's media that they have 3 types of uranium in their water, 2 of them weapons grade. The world's media went, that sounds interesting, and moved on and reported the story. Sorry, journalism. Sorry, journalists, you're going to have to do better. That's not good enough. Sorry, HBO. For Gasland 2, you're going to have to do better as well. When someone tells you there's weapons grade uranium in the water, 2 types, I want to see the scientific report. And HBO have a duty to show it as well.
Phelim, thank you very much, and best of luck with this.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure.